Someone once said, good conversation is food for the soul. Great conversation is what happens when a conversation flows, no matter how random topics get. We are in the business of creating great conversations. Welcome. This is A Few Minutes With. Hello and welcome everyone to A Few Minutes With. Susan, tell everybody what you did right before we went on here.
I punched myself in the face. It wasn't on purpose, obviously. I was like reached up to scratch my nose, but I was looking at something else, and it just anyway. Hi,
man. I had just said, okay, we're gonna go live, and you had this distressed look on your face, and I was like, what just happened? So, well, I'm glad you're okay. Did you see stars?
Yeah. No, it wasn't quite that good of a punch, but yeah.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's been a bit. We haven't done the show for a while. We took a break and decided that the best time to get back into the swing was the new year. And so here we are. How was your holiday?
It was a good holiday. It was uneventful, which if anybody, knows anybody else, that's uneventful is a good thing.
That's never a bad thing. Absolutely.
Never a bad thing.
Yeah, same here. It was quiet. It was nice. It was. And yeah, I'm glad that we are into the new year. So much to look forward to in the coming months. But 2024, man, still trying to wrap my head around that.
I mean, I have to say, at least for my job, the new year is a temporary kind of breather from everything that happens, especially like right at the end of the year holiday time. There's a lot of people having surgery because they've met their out of pocket and everything like that. So I'm kind of glad for the end of the year to be done.
Yeah. I never knew that was a thing. You were talking to me about that, and I was like, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
that would be a busy time for y'all. So. Whereas for me, things had slowed way down. And so it's been a while since I've had a full class at work that I was teaching. And literally yesterday started my first class of the year for some folks that are learning a new skill. And so I've got them for a few weeks. And it's pretty much class after class through most of almost close to June. So I'm happy about that because I love teaching. So,
yeah,
indeed. So here we are in 2024, and we want to say thank you to all of you who are joining us. And right away, we hear from our buddy Drew. Drew, thank you so much for being here. Good to see you again.
Good morning. I have confusion.
Yeah, unless maybe he's somewhere where it is morning. But it's a new year, and I don't know about you, but I'm not one that I don't do resolutions. Is that something that you partake in?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because I know myself, and I know what's going to happen is I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I need to do da 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 da, and then 3 days later it's going to be like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, and just for example, makeup. I usually wear makeup on the show. I don't usually wear makeup on an everyday basis. And so as of the first year, I decided I was going to try wearing makeup for as long as I can every day. So far, I've made it 4 days.
Okay. All right. I should maybe do that.
Wear makeup every day?
Wear makeup every day. See how far.
I'll teach you some tricks.
Yeah, absolutely. Also great to see our friend. Well, we see her government name, but Red Death, we know her as over on Twitch, joining us this evening as well. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's like anything else. While we do our best not to be a typical show, I do think that there is room on this first episode of this year to take a look back. I am a big believer. Like I don't do resolutions. To sort of piggyback off of what you were saying, mainly because I'm not one that can keep them over the long
Yeah.
term. I used to say no, I don't do resolutions. I set goals, and I'm like that's the same thing. I mean, at least in my head. So, and they go the same.
Easy.
They go the route, the same route as the resolutions do, and that they don't ever happen. So, at least for myself. But for those of you who do, congrats. We're happy for you.
I'm happy for you.
But yeah, so I just prefer to say, okay, whatever this year brings, we're going to face it. We're going to handle it. We're going to go through it. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to battle through it, whatever it takes. And then in a year, we're going to look back and say, it's 2025. So,
Well, and I don't know, did I send to you this? It was a screen grab off of one of the groups that I'm in. I think I sent it to a group that you are in with me as well. That it was, somebody talking about, oh, I don't make resolutions, but then they said that they came up with fun resolutions, quote.
mhm.
So it's like if I try a new it's called the fruit race or something like that. It's like every time I see a new fruit, I buy it and I eat it
Oh,
while
yeah,
I
yeah.
read the Wikipedia article about it, and then
Learn about it. Yeah.
learn about it. Try to pet as many animals as possible. And I was like thinking about it this morning. Speaking of cheesy, I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, I bet there's a lot of different kinds of cheeses I haven't eaten. So that's my goal is to eat as many new kinds of cheeses as
Oh my
possible.
God. There's so much cheese
So
in
much
my house
cheese.
right now.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
If anybody, we are not sponsored by Cheese Brothers, but I'm going to put out a big plug for them. Cheese Brothers is a fantastic shop. And if you like cheese curds and other forms of cheese type products, Cheese
Yes.
Brothers is the place to go. And so maybe someday we'll get them to sponsor our show and we'll be cheesy along with them. So
Yes, eat cheese all day long.
yeah, it's those cheese curds. They have a spicy cheese curd that is to die for. They have a Jamaican jerk seasoned cheese curd that is amazing. Just the regular cheese curds are like, but then there's all the other, types of cheeses that they have that's just like cheese-rific. So,
Cheese
yeah.
are
Drew shares that he's walking at least 10 minutes every day, and that will increase by 5 minutes each month. That's awesome. I like that.
heck yeah. I love
wish
that.
you well. I wish you well.
I
For
believe
me,
in you.
yes,
Thanks.
absolutely. One of the dearest friends of the show, our buddy Drew. As we take this look back, Susan, I sent you mere minutes ago the idea for this segment. And what we decided we were going to do is we each wrote down 5 words, 5 single words that represent 5 different things that we went through this year individually. Okay.
Individually.
Then afterwards, we're going to do a second round and we'll explain that when it's time.
Yes.
So I think what we'll do is we will trade off.
Okay.
Word. And of course, there's the possibility of overlap, right? But we'll see. So on this first round, it is 5 individual words that represent 5 different experiences or things that occurred to us individually in 2023. All right. So,
Okay.
all right. Would you like to go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
Who are you waving at?
It's don't worry about it. It's taken in my imagination. So the first word for me is a big one. It is the word nurse.
Okay.
In 2023, I began my first career as a registered nurse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Terrifying.
How's that been?
Amazing. I never want to do anything else. And of course, that nursing in general has a lot of, subcategories, subgenres, or whatever you want to call it. I love the OR. I love being a circulator. Like yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
get it. I
where
get
I
it.
feel like I'm meant to be, you know.
That's
Plus I get
awesome.
to drive robots all day, so
Yes, robots that you've named, if I remember correctly. So,
yes, my hospital has 5 Da Vinci surgical robots, Da Vinci Xi surgical robots. You can look them up. They're incredible, amazing. We have Alan in room 1, Leonardo, of course, in room 2, Jeff in room 3, Mike in room 4. It's not short for anything, it's just Mike. And then room 5 is Howard of the Many Arms, first of his name, Harbinger of Health.
that's the one I want to meet for sure.
Howard gets cranky. Not
That's
as cranky
funny.
as Mike, though. Mike has stomped on my foot and has stolen my name badge twice.
I was going to say, which one stole your name badge? So,
Mike stole my name badge twice.
gotcha. Interesting. All right. So that's round 1 for Susan. Before we get to my round 1, I want to say hello to our friend Angie Alexis, who shares that it took her forever to find us. My favorite part of this post is she says, I set my alarm clock. So thank you,
Oh,
Angie, so
thank
much
you. Thank you,
for
Angie.
joining us tonight for the show. And we appreciate you being here. And she also shares that her oldest niece is also a nurse. So kindred spirit.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. All right.
It's
So my
amazing.
first word of the 5 for myself, again, individually, is the word office. Because this year, this past year, 2023, saw my return after 3 years of working from home. I'm a corporate trainer. So for this to make sense, I'm a corporate trainer, and I had to return to office in 2023, and I thought I was gonna, darn it, but it was kind of, as an old school trainer guy who's been doing this since the days of overhead projectors and transparencies. After spending 3 years teaching in a virtual environment, literally the way you and I are doing this show, it really did feel good to be back in the classroom and to have that human interaction. Um, in a bit, I'll share how that led to my second word on my list. But so office is my first word, because that really was a game changer for me in 2023. And it was something that I became accustomed to very quickly. My company still does a hybrid schedule, but I've done 100% in office all year and enjoy it. So that was one big thing that occurred. I had to go back to the office and teach in person. So
Good. I'm happy that you're enjoying it.
absolutely.
So my second word, they're not all going to be positive, and I'm sorry in advance.
Oh, mine aren't yet. Trust me, it's okay.
My second word is COVID. Because 2023, after 3 years of somehow miraculously dodging and diving, I finally tested positive for COVID. COVID finally caught up with me in the end of June. And I don't recall at least 3 of the days that I was sick. I was just, I mean, maybe the first 2 days I recall bits and pieces of it, but mostly I remember rolling in bed and kind of like groaning and whimpering and sleeping.
Oh, I hear you.
That's about it. That was the worst.
Oh my. Well, gosh, we said there might be overlap. My second word on my list as well was COVID.
Boo.
Yeah, I also avoided it for 3 years, and didn't take long after I went back to office. And and it unfortunately, it affected quite a big thing that you and I were slated to do, which was we were slated to go to New York to do some exploration and food content, and let's just say everything had to be canceled. And it was actually, it was kind of scary for me, because the first day when I tested positive, I was like, okay, yeah, this is, I feel bad. But the next day I was running a fever of 105. And that was scary. That was actually very scary. And I am not one, Susan knows this about me, I am not one that likes going to doctors. But as soon as I saw that temperature, I was like, oh, look, a clinic. And so,
I'm
so
very glad.
yeah,
I'm very glad
yeah,
that you did.
yeah. And so that experience was actually, quite eye opening because, having experienced it and having gone through it, it really sort of helped me to understand the plight of others who've been there. And I was very fortunate because while it was severe in the sense of it's the worst I've ever felt in my life,
Yep.
it was
Agreed.
nowhere near, uh, you know, the severity to which people have experienced it. So I was very
Yeah.
fortunate, and yeah, that was my second word of the list on my list of five, and I will be okay if it doesn't happen to me again. So
Yeah, same.
yeah, transitioning right back to Susan.
Just okay. Well, the third word on my list is travel.
Okay.
Um, because there were a lot of traveling plans. There were a lot of actual traveling gigs that happened. Um, I you and I got to do a couple of things. Cullen and I got to do a couple of things. I got to do a couple of things by myself. Um, but yeah, I traveled a lot this past
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, traveling is a lot of fun, and I have a. We'll talk about 2024 here in a bit, but traveling is going to continue to be part of my life going forward. I love seeing places, and I love seeing places long enough where I can sit and actually enjoy the place, as opposed to a previous traveling I've done, which was very quick. So yeah, my third word on my list. We're up to three, right?
Yeah.
Is the word Houston. Um, I was assigned to work in Houston for 6 weeks in a row, teaching classes for my company, and oh boy, what an experience that was, and for all the right reasons. It was, Houston has been a town that I love to visit. I love their museum district, but not only did I get a chance to, see museums, eat a lot of great food, and I met some wonderful people that have remained friends. But it was that 6 weeks of sort of being isolated away from home, away from pretty much everything, but okay still because you helped me to transport almost my entire studio into into my hotel room, so that I was able to broadcast. I even got back to streaming some. But yeah, Houston it was sort of this gap in 2023 of 6 weeks that gave me the opportunity to. I don't want to call it a reset because a lot happened after that, but it literally was this moment of time that I can look back at and see as this bubble of like peace and accomplishment and things that I just really felt good about in a year that was actually pretty challenging across the board for me. It's not something that I expected, especially the second half of the year. But yeah, that 6 week span in Houston was a lot of fun, and you had a chance to come up and experience some of the stuff that I was finding out there, and it's
Mhm.
actually become a pretty prominent stop for you and I as we get ready for our food related projects in 2024. So, um, yeah, more on that soon.
Yes, it's gonna be. Um. So, let's see. We're on word number 4, right?
Yep.
This is not going to make sense to a lot of people. Um, cricket, not the creature, the device. I
Oh, okay.
am
I thought you meant the phone company.
no artsy part. Wow, you.
Too easy. It was too easy. It was too easy.
Listen, cut you. Um,
Oh,
I have longed for a cutting machine called Cricut or a Cricut or a Silhouette or a Sicer. I can't remember what all the names of before. Anywho, it's a big thing. It cuts cool things. I have wanted one for years and years and
yeah.
years. And I got a surprise, like, kind of bonus type thing at work. And I had been thinking about it for some reason and got on Facebook Marketplace and found one with a super awesome deal, and it had a bunch of stuff and all the supplies, and I was like, "Yeah, I did it." And then I was like, "Oh shit, Colin, can I do this?" After I
That's
was already like trying to,
It's done.
meet the guy in a Home Depot parking lot to like, you got the goods, here's the cash,
That's funny.
illicit crafting deals in the parking lot of Home Depot.
That's funny.
So that
Oh my
was my
goodness.
fourth word. And
Nice.
I will tell you, I went overboard yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the films, the vinyl that you use to cut to make things like stickers, or you make stuff for t-shirts and stuff like that, it's usually pretty expensive. And I went to Joann's and found a section of it for a project that I was talking to you about the other day.
Yeah.
And I found a little like side cap of it that was all on clearance, and it was like $4. And so I bought 7 rolls.
Oh my. Oh my. I won't ask any more questions.
I have my little desk under here, like my little Cricut station is under my desk, and I'm just like,
That's
child.
funny.
I'm
I
a
love
child,
it.
okay? God.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Speaking of
All
child.
right. My fourth word is gamer. This year, I believe, is the year that I finally accepted and embraced the word gamer as a word that belonged to me. I've been playing games now for a couple of years, but this was the year that I really found myself making time to do it, and having this desire to say, you know what, I've got some free time. Let me log into this game and let me play for a while. And so it's not that I've been fighting the notion of it like I did in the beginning, but I feel like I have improved to a point where I feel like I'm getting better at what I'm playing. I'm enjoying it tremendously. And I had hoped to put the word streamer in there, but I think that's going to be a word for 2024 because I feel like I'm getting back to it in the same mentality of when I began streaming a year ago, August. So, but yeah, definitely in the lapsed time that happened between September and the end of the year, gaming did become a bit of a refuge for me, and I really enjoyed some of what I played. Of course, I still have a bunch of games I haven't opened, but I need to. But yeah, it's definitely a word that I now think did represent a large part of 2023 because I really enjoy it. And can I claim nerd as a word as well for myself?
Sure.
Closer? Am I closer?
You're there. You're getting it. I'm proud.
All right, Susan, we'll go to you for your final word of the first list.
My final word is a sad one. It's Luna.
Oh, I miss my baby.
Yeah, my puppy dog. My puppy dog passed away. She's amazing, and I loved her very much.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a pain in the ass. And it's funny because it's like the Facebook memories keep popping up of like the time that she found a bag of in shell peanuts and ripped the bag open, and it was like all over the living room floor, and she was like, she had put herself in timeout, and she was like looking over her shoulder like. So I mean, and it was a sad thing, but I've been kind of relishing in the memories, the good memories and stuff. So,
yeah. If I may, I had the privilege of knowing Luna, and you gave me this little memento.
I did
after she passed. You made this, I believe. Yes. Am I right?
Yes.
And this is my absolute favorite picture of Luna with her big teddy bear. And whenever I would go visit you guys, I always really was moved by how she let me be her friend, and she was just such a sweetheart. And man, those hugs that she gave.
She gives hugs, yes.
Yeah. What a wonderful, wonderful dog. So my heart still hurts. But you have good memories. We have good memories. So
yeah. Every once in a while, one of the cat's collars, they each have a bell and a tag on their collar. And every once in a while, one of them will shake their head or they'll scratch or something, and it sounds exactly like Luna's collar. And I always go like,
no,
oh,
yeah.
Luna, oh. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough losing them. we lost Georgie, and but we then acquired the 3 Agents of Chaos, and now it's like kittens everywhere. But yeah, would you want to take a moment to say hello to Captain Sparkle Pants, who I believe is sitting right next to you? Thank you for joining us tonight, Captain. Great to see the familiar names in the chat. But yeah. My final word is shoes.
Oh my God, shoes.
I debated shoes or hats because, especially in the last quarter of the year, man, I went on a shoe buying binge. And then that turned into a hat buying binge. And so now it's like, I don't know what it is. I developed this passion for like comfortable shoes, and got my first couple of actual brand name Hey Dudes. And so yeah, I've got too many shoes right now, and I've got to figure out where to put them all. But go ahead.
I was gonna say shoes started it earlier in the year. Hats
Right.
was
No,
over the last part of the year.
that's why shoes won over hats as the 5th item on the list. But hats more recently has become another passion. So, but yeah, I think I have enough hats for now, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually looking for. There's one more I want. But
Oh no,
my top hat's my favorite one so far. So I wish I could wear that to work. That'd be so
you
awesome.
can. Why not? What's stopping you? What's stopping you?
I don't know if it'll fit through the doorway. So, but but yeah, shoes was a huge thing for me in 2023. So silly but true. All right, round 2. We said that we would come up with 5 individual words like we did in round 1. Only this time, I called my list 2023 Susgeo because these, for those who don't know, you and I have been working on projects of mine for a couple of years. And so there's a lot that happens to you and I mutually throughout the year based on trips we take or events that we do or things that occur, right? And so we decided to go, okay, so we're going to look over the course of 2023 and think about stuff that we accomplished together, and then see what 5 words we would come up with to represent individual experiences, but that were jointly done.
Yep.
I hope that's making sense to everybody who's listening. So, so may I begin this round?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Swear to God.
I really hope you have this on your list. My first word is lightsaber. Is it on your list?
It is related. It is a list adjacent.
Yeah.
Adjacent. It was actually yeah, torn between, but there's mine right there.
Yeah. Mine is right here. Right there. So you and I had the opportunity to head out to California and go to Disney. And Galaxy's Edge was my biggest goal. And you were amazing in that you gifted me the lightsaber experience there at Galaxy's Edge. And what a trip that was. I was a kid all over again. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it rained only a very little bit on his face. Only.
Yeah.
Only on his face.
Yeah.
A little bit of rain.
A little bit. So, all right. What about you? What's your first word for the Susgeo 2023?
First word on the Susgeo 2023. Rumble.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I was like, he's going to know exactly what that means. He doesn't know what that means. Apparently. I'm just kidding.
I do. I just forgot about it.
I think it was January or February of 2023. I went to my second ever live wrestling event. I went to the Royal Rumble in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
Electricity, like,
yeah.
Wow, so much going on.
Despite us being in probably the least comfortable seats.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. That was rough. And I got a free t-shirt and then dropped it on the way back to the car. I don't know where I lost it. I was so like, I almost turned around in the crowd of people. I was like, short.
Yeah.
You're
The
like,
that
"Leave
was
that
also
short."
one of the longest walks I've ever done on any day of that year because we walked from downtown all the way to the Alamo Dome, which for some, even those who live in San Antonio, they may think that's not far. It's far.
It's far. Yeah, I
And then
recall
we
that.
walked back from the dome all the way back to um, it was downtown San Antonio, but over where Shiloh's is. So for those who know, it's. But I didn't feel the walk. I was so hyped coming out of the event
Yeah. Well, and
that
we were on the way to the event. We were hyped because Kilwins.
yes, absolutely, yes, the
We had
best
ice cream
chocolate shop ever.
and
So
chocolate. Yeah, on there.
yeah, we went to a chocolate shop and had ice cream. So
What was funny is, and I'll tell this part, and then that'll be it. We were walking by. It was myself, George, and Sergio. We were kind of walking. He was walking behind us. George and I were talking, and I said something, right, Sergio, and I turned over my shoulder, and he was gone
that was gone. I
because
was like,
what had happened was we had walked by this candy shop and we smelled the chocolate, like the ice cream, and it
yeah,
was more like the chocolate making chocolate smell. And
yeah.
we had kind of walked by it, and I was like, "Oh, that smells good." And I kept walking, and I think what happened was Sergio was like
Oh yeah, no,
into
he
the
drew
shop
me in.
because I mean,
I forgot I was with you.
better than any kind of advertising you could have done. That
Yeah,
having the scent waft around, it was just incredible.
indeed. And then we had ice cream. So
And then we had
and we still
ice.
haven't been back. We need to go back.
True.
Absolutely got to go back. All right, my second word on the Suzjo 2023 dumplings.
Dumplings is on my list. Well,
Is it?
I disclosed at the beginning also that I may have made an over. I
Oh
overdid
yeah,
it on the
I
list.
fully
I
expected that there should be.
I
Yeah,
over-
there is a high trendy dumpling in Houston, Texas. Was one of our discoveries while there, and whoa, we've been back more than a few times, and they have fantastic dumplings,
yeah.
fantastic soup dumplings, and fantastic chocolate soup dumplings.
Chocolate soup
Yeah, and
dumplings.
Dan noodles that I must put in my face every time I'm there. So yeah, that was a very, very like significant food memory for me in 2023 because they're so good. So good.
Incredible. Incredible.
Absolutely. All
Yes.
right. Your turn.
Okay. And I'm gonna go with an easy one. My second word is tattoo.
Okay. Oh, duh. That's
That's
right. We got our taqueria tattoos.
Taqueria tattoos.
Yeah.
It's hard to see with mine, but my
Yeah.
cactus, he's holding en taco.
Nopalitos.
No palitos. He's holding en taco.
Yeah. And
There we go. Taco and horchata.
horchata. Absolutely.
Horchata.
Yeah. For those who do not know, there is a Suzgio taqueria rating scale.
Yes.
And so, yeah, those three things are most important.
Yes. And we've actually what's this that's tattoo has been a kind of a, I don't know, fever dream, pipe dream, whatever you can call it, like idea that hey, we've thrown back and forth over a couple
Yeah.
of years where it's been like, yeah, we should do that. Ha ha ha. And then nothing ever happens. And then it grows a little bit, it grows a little bit, grows a little bit. And then finally it was like, let's just go, let's do it.
Yeah.
And my
And
tattoo
we did
artist
it.
is nice.
Yeah. And we did it. So, yeah, that's going to be a big thing coming up in 2024 as we look to formalize that list and start actually posting about the taquerias that we're rating
Yes.
that we are visiting between here and Austin. And I think we need to do a special edition trip down to the valley because you and I have talked about that quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, indeed. All right. I think it's time. Is it my turn or your turn?
It is your turn. Word
All
number
right.
3.
Word number 3, kites. Also a California thing. How long did we have those kites before we finally said, let's go fly them?
2 years.
Golly, it was forever.
Almost
The
3
air
years.
wouldn't
Maybe.
move here in Texas.
No. And it was funny because I had them in my car for a long time because, we would anytime we would hang out or like film content or whatever, I'd be like, I have kites in my car. I had them in my trunk because
Yeah.
wherever we were, my car was going to be there because I
Right.
was either going to drive there or you were going to come visit in Austin. And never used them.
Yeah. Well, we did finally.
And then
Yep.
It was awesome. I love flying
Yeah.
kites.
California at the beach, and it was so much fun. And we haven't flown them since, man.
Nope.
We need to. There's just no air in
Yeah.
Texas, man. The heat.
Apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently
All right,
no
what's your
air.
third word?
My third word is foam.
Another Houston memory.
Another Houston memory.
Absolutely. We went to our. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You tell the story.
That we went to. We were doing some filming in a. It's like an abandoned. It's not abandoned. It's a retired post office or like postal sorting facility, and it has turned into kind of like a food court, basically a giant food court, and so many different like types of foods. And there are some, small little vendors selling, handmade soaps or whatever. And they have ice cream shops. It's great. And we were there hanging out, and there was the building that it's in has a rooftop garden type of thing.
Yeah.
And we wandered upstairs and found that they were having a foam party, which is like bubbles.
Exactly what it sounded like.
Bubbles, they blow a bunch of bubbles like when you're doing the dishes, and you get that little of bubbles. But a lot of them.
Yeah. And lots of people too.
Yeah, and I almost kicked a kid in the face.
On accident. Yeah, the phone party was a lot of fun. And it was even more fun because you thought that we just accidentally ran into it. I was like, nope, I got his tickets. So
he planned it.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Good way to say thank you. All right. Is it your turn or my turn?
No, that was mine.
I keep forgetting.
That was mine.
All right.
Yours.
I hope this one's
Fourth.
on your list because my fourth word is barbarians.
It's on. Well, it's on. I said Renfest, but yeah. Actually, I had no barbarian is on my list. Well,
I know.
But barbarian is on my list.
We this was my second Ren Fair, and man, I had a blast. And barbarians was the theme, and I think we decided that that's going to be the weekend we go every year. So
yes,
I'm looking forward to going back. That was a lot of fun. Great memory from 2023.
Yes, so much fun. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. Okay. Fourth word for my list. I'm torn between these two. I'm gonna say Ed.
Okay, can I just throw my fifth word?
Yeah,
it's Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, yay! Do you have? Okay, so I have extras. Do you have extras?
No, and I'm looking at the time, thinking that we probably don't have time for too many. But
okay. Well, I'll switch mine over then. My last.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, because this is only my fourth one.
Okay, gotcha.
My fifth one. Okay, so Ed Sheeran. We went to Kansas City.
Which one?
Which one?
Which Kansas City?
Which Kansas City? It was. I think we left at 10 a.m. on Saturday and landed back at like 8 a.m. on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah, it was
less than 24 hours.
24-hour trip.
Less than 24 hours trip.
Yeah.
We were in an Airbnb type of situation, but it was not. It was.
It's a whole story unto itself. Yeah, seriously.
Switch. But some of the best barbecue Mexican food, from a Mexican food joint or Mexican food from a barbecue place.
The best tasty barbecue we found at a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, that's right. It was amazing.
Yes,
amazing. And the concert was beyond. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. So my fifth word is Sheeran. Again, you just spoke about it. It was a fantastic show. Seen him play at Arrowhead Stadium, an open air stadium. With just, there came a point where I was like, can he stop singing, please? Because we got to go. So it went so long.
And it was toasty. It was August.
Yeah. But it wasn't uncomfortable, though, I will say, because we were in the sun quite a bit. There were two opening acts, and then he came out and just did a hell of a show. And so that's a big memory for me because it was one of the things that I think 2023 sort of established for me is my love for spontaneity. And I just decided one day, I'm like, I want to see Ed Sheeran in concert. I've said this before, on the strength of a documentary I saw, and literally jumped online. I'm like, okay, getting tickets. Called you up, said, do you want to go? And there we went. And so the spontaneity of it is really what for me is the biggest takeaway, is that I'm done letting life pass me by. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And that was a classic example of that. I just wasn't going to let this concert pass me by.
I would like the record to show that you did not say that. You said, do you like Ed Sheeran's music? And I was like, yeah, I like it. It's, I'm not like the world's biggest fan or whatever, but I'm cool with it. And he's like, all right, cool, because we're going to a concert in August. And I'm like, huh, okay.
Yeah. Hey man, I couldn't just be there by myself.
I will tell you that I think I sang
a large portion
9 out of 10 songs,
yeah.
most of them. Yeah.
10. So. It was way more than 10.
No, I'm just saying, like,
okay.
90% of them. How about that?
Got it. Okay. All right. What is your final word?
I'm really disappointed that you didn't have this on your list.
Oh, great. The end of the show is nigh.
Archery. We went to Mission Ridge Archery Range in San Antonio.
Yep.
And we shot pointy things.
Yes, we did.
From strings.
You introduced me to an archery range that I've yet to go back to. So
yeah, same here. And I had a bruise.
That's a good. That's right, you did.
A bruise for a week, 2 weeks.
Damn, no. I got rid of that video from the portal. No. Oh, it's coming back. Don't worry. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, suffice it to say, and this is one of the reasons that I wanted to do this on this first episode back is, we're starting a new year. We're starting the show, out fresh. And it was one of those things where this year was tremendous in many ways. This year had many, many challenges for me. But at the end of it, I prefer to look back and go, okay, let me focus on the things that were the best parts of 2023, because that's what drives me for this year. Because I'm at a place right now where I'm ready to get back to creating in a way that's I haven't felt in a long time. And so yeah, I was thankful that we had so many shared experiences. Yeah. And it was fun. So did we get all of them? I think we got all of them. Yeah. So thank you, Susan, for helping us take a look back and sharing that with those who are with us here tonight. We thank you all for being with us throughout tonight. Before we finish, I want to, I told you earlier that I was going to hit you with something that you weren't expecting. And so we're going to go right to that. Over the holidays, I came across a post that was titled, "What Children Think 30-Year-Olds Would Ask Santa For." So we know that kids think in a very unique way. And someone compiled a list, or it was actually several photographs of sticky notes that young children wrote. And they were asked the question, what do you think 30-year-olds would ask Santa for? And I had to share this list with you because it is a gem. Let's go to the first one. Measuring cups with a bwahahaha.
Bwahahaha. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would love a measuring cup.
The mind of a child. Oh, it gets better. The second one. A sign that says, "Blessed is home." That or live, laugh, love.
Oh, no thanks. None of the above.
Yeah. They also think that 30-year-olds would ask for a Dyson vacuum. Which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we had a Dyson. We had a Dyson for.
Oh, yeah.
Couple years.
Well, no, you know what we had? We had do you remember that Dyson fan that was the upright oval? Yeah, that's what I had, and I'm like, I don't get it. And then we actually got a second one, which was a circle. Oh, it worked. It worked absolutely. But yeah, we had the fans. I don't think I've ever had the vacuum, but All right, let's
Amazing.
see. A bottle of wine and hip implants.
I'll
That's
take
a
the hip
little too
implant.
real. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my hip.
I am not in my 30s. I'm in my 50s. So that hip implant sounds good. All right, let's see what else they wrote. Panera Bread gift card. People in their 30s love soup.
Not wrong.
I was going to say, I still love
I love
soup.
soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soup is awesome. Soup is awesome. Bingo cards. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Have you played bingo?
Yeah, not in a while, but yeah.
I went through a phase a few years ago, and I was like, "This is I wouldn't win. I couldn't win anything. Couldn't win a thing. Hated it. You give them Bath and Body Works stuff. It's what my mom wants. So
Yes and no. It depends because some Bath and Body Works stuff is very, very strongly scented,
yeah,
and it's
I can't
overwhelmingly
walk in that
terrible.
shop. Is that still a thing?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
do they still have stores? I
Oh
can't
yeah.
walk in those, man. Those are just they assault you. Expensive meats. Yes. Oh man, I love it. Expensive meats. Hard candies. I love how kids' minds work. They see these things and they're like, "Well, yeah, obviously." I mean, and
We have
they're
a bag of Werther's Originals on his desk.
yeah, yeah. For me, it would be those little strawberry ones, the hard candies with the
Oh, the
strawberry
grandma
wrapping.
candies. I
Those,
love
yeah,
those.
exactly. There you go, the grandma candies.
They're so amazing. They're my favorite. I love them so much. And everybody's like, oh, tastes like perfume.
Absolutely.
I'm like, yeah.
Captain Sparkle Pants is my nickname. Is his nickname Expensive Meats? So,
Or hard candies. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
hard
yeah.
candies. Yeah, I got it. This one says Candy Crush Premium. I can't tell you how long ago I left that game and was so glad to finally be able to break away from it.
Same. Same.
I'm amazed it's still out there.
Obsessive.
Yeah, I can't do it, dude. I would get sucked
Mm.
right back in. I didn't leave it because I
Yeah.
hated it. I left it
No,
because I
same.
got too addicted to it.
Same.
You get them old people candles that smell like home, or back then. Back then.
Wait for it. I haven't.
You're,
This formerly was a candle. It is now a pencil cup. It says
of course
choose
it is.
happy.
There you go. You are right in that wheelhouse.
Listen.
All right. TJ Maxx gift cards. Okay.
I love TJ Maxx.
Yeah. The wrinkle creams.
No thanks. I'm good.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. A heated blanket because their muscles be hurting.
So
Go
and
on.
I sent this to Jen the other day because
Yeah.
I used to have an electric blanket, and I no longer do. Instead, what I have is a heated mattress cover.
Mm. Yeah. I can sleep under a lot of blankets, but I can't sleep
Wow.
under heated anything. Yeah.
But this is not under. This is it goes on the mattress, and you put your sheets on top of it, and then you sleep on top of it, and it's
yeah. I'm glad it works for you.
36 degrees outside and not.
Yeah. By the way, Drew Sarah's expensive meats all day. Just got an order of bacon in today.
Bacon.
Yeah. Did I share with you the thing Drew sent me with the bacon shop?
I think you did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're doing
And
that.
I just realized that I made a mistake. That's supposed to be our banner, but that's all right. I think we're up to the last couple. This one says a coffee mug that says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee," because they're all coffee obsessed millennials.
Nah.
Oh
Good.
man.
I mean, I eat coffee, but I mean, I drink coffee, but I don't. I'm not obsessed.
I discovered, speaking of coffee, one of the things from 2023, I discovered Dutch Bros. And oh man, that's right up there with Candy Crush Premium. So, all right, last one. A lawyer for the divorce attorney. Fight.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Dark way to end the the segment.
Way to go, you.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Way to go, you.
So yeah. Well, it has been a fun episode. It's great to be back, Susan. Thank you for all you bring to the experience. I'm
Happy to
excited about
break.
this going forward. Yeah. We'll be back next week. We will be broadcasting Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Central.
Yes.
And yeah, we're gonna keep going until the wheels fall off. But Susan, before we
Yes.
get out of here, I think we should do our tickety talk of the week. And yes,
Yes.
that is exactly what the banner says. Here's our
Tickety
tickety
talk.
talk of the week. And I
Tickety
think
tick.
you're going to recognize this one, Susan, because
Oh
you're in it.
no.
I'm kidding. No, you're not.
I know. I was like, no.
All right, let's go ahead and take a listen here. This is Chef Brad, a recent discovery of ours on TikTok.
Oh yeah, today we make paella. All you're gonna need is some shrimp, chorizo, saffron, onions, peppers, Valencia rice, and a stock of your choosing. Cut your pepper into little strips. Small dice an onion. Dice your garlic. Want a crispy bottom on your paella? This is how you do it. High heat y un chingo de aceite. Then you come in with your chorizo. Chorizo is nice and rendered. You come in and you add your garlic and onion. Add your peppers. Add your shrimp. I always do shell on, but I devein the shell. Brings this beautiful flavor of the shrimp. You could do this any way. You could use meat with the chorizo. You don't even have to put chorizo. You could do it however you want. This is how I make it, and oye, it tastes great. Come in and you add your Valencia rice. Mira eso. Add your stock. Enough to just cover the top of the rice. After it settles to the bottom, oye, you don't touch it. You form this thing called a socrat, which is a beautiful, crispy version of your paella, your saffron. We're gonna leave it there and we're not gonna touch it for 25 minutes. Everything starts drying out. You come in and you add your peas. Right here will have the neighbors coming over, porque if you could smell this. Mira eso. Start plating your paella. And you come on top with your socrat. Un poquito de cilantro, lime juice. There you have it, your easy peasy paella.
Oh, that's one of his more calm ones.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh my God, stop. And then I'm like, yeah, okay.
Oh,
I dig it.
man. Cabin Sparkle Pants wants to know, when are you making this, Susan? I love
After
making
you make it
paella.
for the first time.
Oh, my gosh. I love making paella. I'm going to have to do that soon. Yeah, he's a lot indeed. Chef Brad, he's a former contestant on Hell's Kitchen and an amazing cook, but his channel is just lively. So
Lively.
a lot
Yeah.
of fun. A lot of fun. So that brings us to the conclusion of this week's episode of A Few Minutes With. We thank you all so much for joining us. Susan, so much to look forward to as we get back onto the content creation train. Where can they find you on the interweb, Susan?
I am findable on Twitter, X, whatever, at Sousa Bruiser. I believe that's actually where you can find me. Also on Instagram. On Facebook, I am Susan Sousa Bruiser Chisholm. That's it.
All
And on
right.
Twitch. Sometimes when I actually stream on Twitch.
Absolutely. For myself, you can find me at Sergio the Sexy Potato on Threads, as well as Twitch, as well as TikTok. I'm working hard to get my TikTok content up. I think I have found some ideas that are going to work. So yeah, because over on TikTok, I'm not just Sergio the Sexy Potato. I'm the guy you don't know. So make sure you head out over there. Find me if you can on Twitter, X, whatever. I am Serge, SERG, Sexy Potato. So please find us and follow us. We'd love to hear from you. More importantly, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Please make sure that you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, click the notification bell so you know when our episodes land. And that way, you know, if you didn't catch us live, that you can catch us when it becomes video on demand. Finally, like this episode. Let us know what you think. And if you feel good about how we did, give us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And yeah, absolutely. Anything, Susan, you want to add to that before we get out of here?
No, thank you. Thanks. Thank you. That's it. Like, I'm so excited to be back.
Absolutely. Hey, can we do a special shout out for our alarm clock setting fan, Angie Alexis? Thank you so much for being here as
Thank
well,
you.
along with all the other wonderful people who joined us tonight. We'll look forward to next week. All right, guys. Well, I always like to end by saying from our hearts to yours. You are awesome. You're amazing. And the world's a better place because you are in it. We will see you next time on A Few Minutes With. Good night, everybody.